let's have a discussion about the topic DevOps. What's the meaning of DevOps? The word DevOps is a combination of two words, development and operations. It is a set of practices that automates the processes between software development and IT teams in order that they can build, test, and release software faster and more reliable. Okay. Now, why there is a need of DevOps? Before DevOps, the development and the operation teams were working in an isolated manner. Testing and deployment were done separately. Without using DevOps, team members are spending a large amount of their time in testing, deploying, and designing instead of building the project. Although manual code deployment leads to human errors in the production. For this reason, the DevOps came into the play. This also helps to increase an organization's speed to deliver applications and services. They can also serve the customer in a better way and compete more strongly into the market. Now, let us compare DevOps with traditional IT. For instance, let's assume that application is to be scheduled to go live in 2 weeks and its coding is done 80%. Now, application is being freshly launched and the process of buying the servers has been shipped. Now, what happens in the old process after placing an order for new servers? The development team and the operation team both are working separately. So the development team works on testing and the operation teams works on the extensive paperwork as required in the enterprises to deploy the infrastructure. Okay, now in the DevOps, both the teams are working together. Okay, they work together on the paperwork to set up new servers. This results in the better visibility of infrastructure's requirement. Now in the old process, the projections about failover, redundancy, data center location, and storage requirements are all skewed because there are no input given from the developer side, although they know the knowledge of the applications. Whereas in the DevOps, projections about failover, redundancy, disaster recovery, data center location, and storage requirements are pretty accurate because inputs are given from the developer sides. Okay, in the old process, as both teams are working separately, so operation team does not have any clue on the progress of the development team. Okay, and the operation teams develops a monitoring plan as per their understanding. Whereas coming to the DevOps, operation teams is fully aware on the progress of the DevOps team. Okay, they interact with each other and jointly develop a monitoring plan that helps in the that meets the IT and business needs. Now, in the old process, before going live, load testing has been done. Now, it might have a chance that application crashes, but due to this failure, they cannot recover soon as possible, which results in the delay on the release dates because both the teams are working separately. On the other hand, the DevOps, whenever the application crashes, they quickly cover up the failovers, and the release is done on time on the expected date. So this is how DevOps differ from the traditional IT. Now moving on, why there's a need to use DevOps? Okay, DevOps allows agile development teams to implement continuous integration and continuous delivery. This helps them to launch products faster into the market. Now, let us understand the term agile. Agile is nothing but a time-bound, iterative approach to software delivery that builds software incrementally from the start of the project and instead of trying to deliver it all at once. Okay, in other words, you can say build short, build often. Okay, now other important reasons why DevOps can be used is that it offers a significantly lower failure rate of the new release. Okay, reproductively, it versions everything so that earlier versions can be restored anytime. Okay, it can also reduces the time to the market up to 50% throughout the streamlined software delivery. This particularly in the case for digital and mobile applications. Next, it helps the team to provide improved quality of the application development as it incorporates infrastructure issues. Next, It helps in reduction of defects across the life cycle. Okay. Now, the operation state of the software system is more stable, secure, and changes can be done at any time. It also offers greater cost efficiency in the software development process, which is always an inspiration for IT companies management. Okay, and last, it as it is based on agile programming method, therefore it breaks down the larger code bases into smaller and manageable chunks. This is the reason why DevOps can be used. Moving on, let us have an overview on DevOps lifecycle. It mainly consists of 5 stages. In the first stage, that is development. In this stage, the development of software takes place constantly. The entire development process is separated into small development cycles. This benefits DevOps team to speed up the software development and the delivery process. In the next stage, that is testing. Quality assurance team uses tools in order to provide a good quality. For example, let us take Selenium. Okay, Selenium is used to identify and fix bugs in the new piece of code. It is nothing but a portable framework for testing web applications. It also provides record for the scripting languages. Now, the next stage, that is integration. In this, what happens? The new functionality is integrated with the prevailing code, meaning existing code, and then the testing takes place. Continuous development is only possible due to continuous integration and testing. Next stage is the deployment. Deployment process is done continuously. Like I said before, in the integration stage, the new functionality is integrated with the existing, and then testing takes place. It is a continuous process. So in the deployment, it is performed in such a manner that any changes made in any time in the code should not affect the functionality of the high traffic website. Okay. And the last stage, that is monitoring. Now operation teams will take care of this, and they will check the system behavior or bugs which are found in the production. This is how the DevOps lifecycle goes on. Now moving on, let us compare how DevOps differs from Agile. Now, Agile does not emphasize on the automation, wherein the DevOps, automation is the primary goal. It works on the principle to maximize efficiency when deploying software. Okay, the Agile, it addresses the gap between customer needs and development and testing teams, whereas in DevOps, it addresses the gap between development, testing, and the operations teams. Okay. Now, in the Agile, the developing software is inherent, whereas in DevOps, developing, testing, and implementation are all equally important. Now, the Agile helps to manage complex projects. It does constant changes, whereas in DevOps, the central concept is to manage end-to-end engineering process. It does constant testing and delivery. Last one, in the Agile, feedback is given by customer, whereas in the DevOps, feedback comes from the internal team. This is how the Agile work differs from DevOps, and DevOps has a greater quality than the Agile. Now moving on, DevOps principles mainly comes with 6. Okay, the first one is customer-centric action. Now, in order to be customer-centric action, the DevOps team should constantly invest in the products and services. The second one, end-to-end responsibility. They must provide performance support until the end of life. This enhances the level of responsibility and quality of the products engineered. The next one, continuous improvement. This focuses on the continuous improvement to maximize the waste. Automate everything. Automation is the absolute necessary principle of DevOps operation. This is not only for the software development, but for the entire infrastructure landscape too. Work as one team. In DevOps culture, designer, developer, and tester are worked as one team with complete collaboration. And the last, monitor and test everything. It is very important to have a robust monitoring and testing procedure. So this is how the DevOps has the main 6 principles. Moving on. Now, who is a DevOps engineer? DevOps engineer is an IT professional who works with software developers, system operators, and other production IT staff to releases, administrator code releases. Okay, they should have hard as well as soft skills to communicate and collaborate with other teams. Okay, and some of the roles and responsibility which are expected from them are they should able to perform system troubleshooting and problem solving across the platforms. Okay, they should manage project effectively. They should increase the project visibility. They should also provide good quality and reduce development costs with collaboration. They should even have the capability to analyze, design, and evaluate automation scripts and systems. Okay, and also they should even have the basics of software development language, as they need to code it which is done from the scratch. This is how the DevOps engineer works in the DevOps. Moving on, DevOps automations tool. As automation is the primary goal in the DevOps, so the DevOps teams has categorized large huge infrastructure into 6. Mainly they are infrastructure automation, configuration management, deployment automation, performance management, log management, and the monitoring. Some of the tools that is being in use in these categories are, in the infrastructure automation, Accrets cloud services. Being a cloud service, you don't need to be physically present in the data center. Okay, there are no upfront hardware costs. It configures the more servers based on the traffic automatically. Coming on the next, Ansible. Ansible is an automation tool. It can configure systems, deploy software, and orchestrate more advanced IT tasks such as continuous deployments. Now, the Jenkins is a tool that provides continuous integration and testing. Splunk. This tool solves issues like aggregating, storing, and analyzing all the logs in one place. And log management, AppDynamic. This tool offers real-time performance monitoring. The data collected by this tool helps developers to debug wherever the issues are occurring. And the last, now it is very important to make sure the people are notified when infrastructure and related services go down. So Nagios is one such tool for this purpose, which helps DevOps teams to find and correct problems. So at the end, I would like to conclude that DevOps is a culture which promotes collaboration between development and operation teams to deploy code to the production faster in an automated and repeatable way. Operation team is fully aware on the progress of developer team. The purchase and the monitoring plan is accurate. The DevOps even helps the organization in shifting the code's deployment cycles from months to weeks and from years to months. This is how the topic is ended.